Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all having a great and wonderful day. Now, today may be a little bit less of a crazy day, less of a, insanity, but that's probably a good thing because I think we can all chill for the less insanity part and more of the greatness part. And I think what we need to do here in particular is start talking about, what's really going on at the RNC headquarters because, a pair of vials of blood were being shown by some lunatic. I don't know I think the Republicans are honestly going a little bit too far. I mean, I think it's like a biological attack, but we'll get into that right now. As we have this from the Daily Mail saying, Republicans say they were victims of a biological attack after vials of blood were sent to the RNC headquarters. The Republican National Committee has said its headquarters in Washington, D.C. was targeted in a biological attack on Wednesday after vials of blood were sent to it. After a suspicious package was found, the building was temporarily locked down and a hazmat team was dispatched to the scene. After the all-clear was given, RNC Chairman Michael Whatley issued a statement about the biological attack at RNC headquarters. He said, "Today, vials of blood were sent to RNC headquarters in D.C. We are thankful to law enforcement who responded quickly and ensured everyone's safety. The lockdown has been cleared and staff has resumed their office duties because we remain unintimidated and undeterred in our efforts to elect President Trump to the White House," he added. This revolting attack comes on the heels of pro-Hamas protesters violently demonstrating on college campuses and deranged Biden supporters physically attacking our campaign volunteers for supporting President Trump. While Republicans fight to straighten our economy, secure our southern border, and halt the violent crime in our communities, the fringe left is wreaking havoc, sowing fear and lying to the public in a bad faith effort to divide Americans its way in an election. Now, I want to cover over a few things here. First off, I don't really know if this is a biological attack, specifically just because, okay, there's blood there, but why would somebody send blood? I mean, better safe than sorry, right? Better to lock it down, be safe, and think that, and stuff like that. But to kind of label it as a biological attack is a little insane to me. That's just my opinion. I don't really see this being too much of a problem. But the other part is like, what lunatic does this? By the way, like, what lunatic sends vials of blood to any community or any corporation? That's another thing that I really want to know. Who is sending this stuff to people? Like, I don't know about you, but I'm not so much of a lunatic that would send vials of blood to some Republican committee, all right, like, or any committee for that matter, even the DNC for that matter. Another thing that I have an issue with this, what they're saying here in this whole selection, it says, while Republicans fight to strengthen our economy, secure our southern border, and halt the violent crime in our communities, the problem that I have with this is that secure our southern border is that I have noticed that majority, if not a lot of Republicans have signed the bill to not protect our border and stuff like that, or what have you, so I don't really know about that. You're also sending a lot of our tax dollars to other countries to fight a meaningless and pointless war. So I don't know. Maybe there are better Republicans than I can see fit, but I just don't see them. I only see a handful of actual Republicans doing even remotely type of good, and that's just a handful. So that's just my opinion on that type of insanity here. We have earlier U.S. Capitol Police told politicians' office in Congress that they were investigating a suspicious substance at the headquarters of the RNC. A notice issued by the police said staff and other personnel are directed to avoid this area until further notice. The lockdown was due to vials of blood being sent to the Republican headquarters, a source familiar with the matter revealed to Daily.com. Bomb squad officers were also spotted at the scene. That's interesting, bomb squatters. Is there a reason why bomb squad officers were spotted at the scene? I'm not quite sure. See, I'm not quite sure, because when it comes down to a biological attack, obviously, the blood could be laced with, like, either, with some type of very bad substance or whatever, or AIDS or what have you, and then having a bomb, explode and have the blood, I guess, just splash all over everybody or something like that. I guess you could have that type of situation. I just don't know why a bomb is going to be put on notice. That's just a little odd. I mean, I guess you just get like hazmat people or whatever be deployed and just remove the blood. But I don't know why a bomb squad would be needed here. That's a little far, in my opinion. The bomb squad, I could understand, hazmat people. says the White House condemned the attack. Karen Jean-Pierre, the White House press secretary, said it's concerning. We have obviously seen the report. We condemn any political violence, threats of intimidation that has no place in any community and certainly are not in our political discourse. Right. So it's not like you guys are actively going after Trump politically. And after the FBI pretty much announced that you were that there was lethal authority to go after Trump, I think that's a bit hyperbolic there. I think you might be lying, but I digress. Kieran Jean-Pierre, you keep on lying about that. So, yeah, that's what's going on here. And again, this is another thing from APC News that Republican National Committee's headquarters evacuated after files of blood are addressed to Trump, which that's a big thing that we have to talk about, is that they were all addressed to Trump. It says the Republican National Committee's Washington headquarters was specifically evacuated on Wednesday as police investigated 2 vials of blood that had been addressed to former President Donald Trump following the presumptive presidential nominee's takeover of the National Party apparatus. Now, so again, one thing I will say is, how many of you think that if Trump does get elected, that there is not going to be riots happening, right? I mean, it happened in 2016. It probably will happen again in 2024. So I want to see on how many of the actual riots would happen. So we might be able to talk about that. And if it was addressed to President Trump, that would make some type of sense. But again, I personally think some of this stuff is a little bit going too far. Some of the reaction is a bit insanity, and probably calling a biological hazard is a bit insane until you actually start, do an actual proper investigation and say, like, okay, well, these vials of blood had this or that in it, or what have you. But that's just me. That's just my opinion on that matter. Kind of crazy stuff here, guys. But this is more of a kind of laugh, or kind of like a toned down situation compared to the usual. So hopefully you guys can get used to that. Alright, guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share. As always, take care, my friends.
I'm disgusted by what I see in public. Even people closest to us can't be trusted. This is algorithmic disease, the social media.